this is, how does Instagram mess with your head? The brain regularly processes data and information and disseminates it when needed. In society, there is a hierarchy most people fit. The higher you are in the hierarchy, the higher your self-esteem, and vice versa. Before social media platforms like Instagram, there was a community. And this was how people compared themselves, looking at other people in their community and then comparing themselves to these people. This made it very healthy for everyone because these people shared similar characteristics with them. But with the introduction of platforms like Instagram, young people are comparing themselves to people all over the world, and they feel the need to be like them. In an episode of the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, Elon Musk shared how he feels Instagram is ruining society. He stated emphatically, saying this: "One of the issues with social media is people look like they have a much better life than they really do. People are posting pictures of when they were really happy. They're modifying those pictures to be better looking. Even if they're not modifying those pictures, they're selecting the pictures for the best lighting, the best angle." He added that Instagram makes people seem better looking and happier than they are. This is a significant negative effect on the mental health of these people. He feels that seeing attractive, happy people on social media will make people think, "I'm not that good looking, and I'm not that happy, so I must suck." When in fact, these people you think are super happy, actually not that happy, really depressed. They're very sad. Some of the happiest seeming people, actually some of the saddest people in reality. And nobody looks good all the time. It doesn't matter who you are. Comparing Elon Musk's views with some of the research conducted by expert psychologists like the Royal Society for Public Health, it is clear that Instagram significantly affects how people are in real life. Instead of making people real with themselves, they feel the need to appear in a way that is accepted by society. And this is even a cause of death in many people, as it leads to depression and anxiety.
Welcome back to another episode of Coexist. I'm Greg. This is my wife, Kenya. We just watched where they were talking about Instagram and the effects it has on just society, life, mental health, different things. And I know that when they talked about Elon Musk, he was one of the he owns a platform which is Twitter, but that's a social media. But what he was saying was, to me, I think it's kind of true, but I'm on both sides of it because I can see the positive and the negative behind it. Like, what was your thoughts on what he was saying?
I think that a lot of us, whatever we post, I think that there should be a balance. Okay. So whether you're posting on Instagram, YouTube, any of those platforms, Snapchat, you have to be mindful though of what you post, the image that you're giving out in order to obviously be authentic. Because like you hear of many stories of people that have posted couples that are well known. Obviously, I know the whole Christy Desmond Scott that came out too.
Yeah.
Like, they're not perfect. But you've also heard of couples too that post stuff and they end up like one spouse ends up like hurting the other, or it ends tragically. But like what people see on social media is a total opposite of what, obviously what they're showing other people. I think there needs to be a balance, and I do think it can affect others. I think counseling could come in to play, therapy on your own time, because what you're seeing on social media can maybe have effects on how it makes a person feel, like insecure, like their life is not the best.
But who governs that? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what they were saying. Like, you have kids that have access to social media. Obviously, some parents wait to a certain age before they let the kids do, get on social media and do different things. But like, who really governs that? Because like, you have adults that don't really understand like the reality from the real from the fake versus like, you know what I'm saying? So say if I'm looking at it, and he were even talking about how different people was getting depressed because it's like you're looking at someone else's life and you're like, dang, like my life sucks. Like I'm not as attractive as them, and I'm not getting many likes, especially if you're posting a picture wanting attention and you don't get it. It kind of backfires too. So and then the positive for me is like, because I'm able to post positivity, uplifting scriptures, different testimonies, different things. So the way that I use it, I try to use it more for positive stuff, other than just post. I might post some funny stuff here and there, but I try to post authentic. But I've been like that my whole I feel like my whole life I've always tried to be who I am. That's kind of like the culture I was raised in California, just coming from that. If you don't have it, don't act like you got it. It's kind of like I didn't do the whole fake it till I make it. So
Mm-hmm.
even when I was doing like music, like rap music or something,
Yeah.
I'm trying to rap about stuff I got. I'm not gonna say I got Benzes and whatever, and I ain't got none of that stuff. I just do it.
Being inauthentic.
Yeah, because it's like your homies will call you out, like, bro, you ain't got none of that. Like, how you know what I'm saying? But that's just how I was raised in, the culture I was raised in. But some people go on here and then they live that lifestyle, but they're not really living it.
But then there's some that actually have a healthy balance that, you know, depending on the topic, like the area, like what you want to talk about. I have seen those that actually are authentic. They say they show the not so positive sides of their life, and then maybe they might do like a compilation of like how it all started and how it ended to give people hope, to where it's like, yes, like I'm advertising my life basically for the world to see, but it's to give someone hope in a positive manner where it's showing both sides of it. Like you said with yours, it's positive. Obviously, you choose not to like show obviously like hard times or stuff that you go through, but some actually have that balance where they do both. And people appreciate, I'm finding out, I feel like more so with this generation, they appreciate those type of post also more too, I guess, because it's authentic. Like you said, it's not inauthentic. With yours, it's like I'm not going to be talking about stuff that I'm really not doing, and that's like also appreciated. It's not inauthentic, it's true.
I mean, and then sometimes, I feel like um you got to keep some stuff sacred. Like you don't have to post every waking moment, because like, when you go through dark times sometimes, it's not that I don't want to post it, because you can hear it in my testimony, but I might just talk about it later, or in that moment. I'm probably not going to be posting it anyway. But what people have to understand is like, obviously you're posting like he was saying, like you're gonna edit pictures sometimes, and you're gonna post that picture, and you probably took some other ones, but out of the 50 you only posted 4 because you like them the best, and it makes you look like you having the best time of your life. Or you take a trip, and it might be you saved up you might have spent your rent money and took the trip. You know what I'm saying? You coming back about to get evicted, and they don't know that because it looked like you just went on a fantastic trip. So people have to understand, don't be so invested in somebody else's life where you overlooking what you have. Like, it's like be happy and be grateful for what you have. And that's what I try to always remain humble, because I can be doing good, but it's always somebody doing better. And I can be doing bad, but it's always somebody doing worse.
I think too, like if you're looking at it from another lens, like for me, I took at least like 5 to 7 years off of social media. So like for instance, Facebook, I'm not on Facebook like that anymore. I don't want to say anymore because who knows like what could happen within this year or whatever. But for me, sometimes I think I took that break, and it was for me to be able to do certain things that I couldn't do if I'm constantly on social media. So sometimes in my lens, I look and I'm like, if you're constantly on social media, like, what are you doing? Like, how are you progressing in certain things? Sometimes it's people's lives. I'm not knocking people that make a living on YouTube, that literally, but people that are constantly posting, constantly on social media, talking. It's like, what else do you have going on? Typically, when you see people like that, they don't really have a lot going on. They haven't progressed from like 5 years ago, and you see why, because it's just like they're doing the same old stuff. They're in everybody's business on social media. They don't have lives. So I'm like, do you have a life? Or because you're not like, I can see, like I said, if your YouTube channel or something is just popping and you're just doing so much. But other than that, it's like,
I mean, some people,
it depends. Yeah.
On the other hand of that, some people do use it for advertising and their business, and they got business
if they have
pages and
businesses,
stuff like that.
yes.
So it just depends. I think, like you said, it's a balance on how you use it. But I'm just more concerned with like people that get caught up in other people's lives. They just be so invested in like, you looking at Floyd Mayweather and he's flashing money and stuff like that. Then you begin to look at your own life, and it's like you might just have a regular 9 to 5, and you know what I'm saying, you thought it was good until you seen that. So it's like, for me, it's like I don't really get caught up so much in what everybody else have, because I've seen people that's real wealthy, and I've seen people that didn't have it at all. And I'm just like, I'm thankful that God's blessed me to have what I have now. so I don't try to like throw it in people's face. I'm very like,
well, some people
you
that
know
are
what I'm
real
saying?
wealthy too are the most miserable, depressed people.
Yeah.
You hear of doctors that were very successful that like obviously off themselves, and you're
Mm-hmm.
like, whoa, you know what I mean? So I thought they had it all or they're
Mm-hmm.
happy, and it's like when you look at stories like that, it puts things into real perspective. We're human. We're not like, you know, like
Yeah.
just we don't have it all together. You know what I mean? I think that's what God shows us too. Like we need,
Yeah.
we're not
Because
perfect.
and then a lot of times, the more you have, the more people are depending on you, the more people are sucking you dry. You don't know if somebody wants you
Mm-hmm.
for your money. It's
Right.
a lot that comes with wealth and money. So it's like I think some of the most healed people or happy people are like middle class or just like, you know what I'm saying? Like for me, it's like I'm happy like if I'm in a decent house and I like, you know what I'm saying, my kids are healthy, my wife is healthy, I'm healthy, I can go to work, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't need like extravagant stuff. I would
Mm-hmm.
like it, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I ain't trying to act like I do, you know what I'm saying? Don't want to take me some cruises and trips
Right.
and
Yeah.
drive luxury cars. That would be fine and dandy, but I'm happy without it.
Mm-hmm.
So if I do get it, it's just a plus. It's not gonna make me less
Or
happy
break
if I
you.
can't go and, you know what I'm saying? And then you have to learn to live in your means too, because a lot of people that you see flashing and doing all this stuff, they living above their mean. Because some people you see on these trips are, you know, you see a lot of like women, they always see all crazy trips and stuff like that, but they'll
Right.
never show the guy they with because it's their sugar daddy or whatever the case may be. um we see those a lot too, or you see them women going to these different places and getting all kind of crazy stuff done for them for some change, and then they come back and whatever. But it's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
true happiness comes from within. It doesn't come from like the material stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what for me, that's what I kind of focus on. Just me being happy, make sure my family's happy, my kids are happy. That's what makes
Yep.
me happy, not just a material thing. Like I might be happy for, you know, but buy me some shoes, I might be happy. Sometimes for me at this age
Very
I am
simple.
now, it's like the little stuff makes me happy. Oh, I put my fire, you know, my fire pit together,
For
you know,
me,
stuff
yeah,
like
like
that.
I don't know. For me, yes, it's the little things. Like for me too, like my credit score, like little stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like back then, if I, the old me probably wouldn't have worried about that too much, but because you know, and not to toot my own, because my credit score is excellent, that makes me happy. Because if an emergency, I think about those things, like you
Yeah.
said, like if an emergency, that makes me secure. Not having your credit score jacked up and you know what I'm saying, if something were to, that would make me more insecure, like to where it's just like those are the things that you want to
Yeah.
strive for, like get yourself together, like you know, like
Yeah.
you said, and not being on everybody else's business. What is it in your life that you have to get together, you know
I
what
mean,
I'm saying, and work on?
you hear it all the time. They say, "Mind the business that pays you." You know, that's kind of like a motto.
What?
A motto.
What? Yes, it's true.
Or like
It's true.
like I always say, a lot of people are not what they post to be. Like what they posting is not
Mm-hmm.
really who they are, and it's like coming from where I come from, we will call people out on that. Like, bro, that's not you. You don't hear acting, but it's kind of like one of them
Mm-hmm.
things. So it's like just having people that keep you humble, having a people around you that's gonna like, you just grateful for real friends that's gonna tell you when you're wrong, when you're out of pocket, when you're reaching, when you're looking at somebody else's life and you wanting somebody else's life.
Yep.
You're not supposed to envy other people's lives.
Yeah,
You know
work
what I
on
mean?
your life, you know,
Yeah.
get your life together. Stop wanting or basically envying other people for what they have. Go get yourself together. You know what I'm saying? If this is speaking to you, get off social media. If you're like, I need to work on myself,
Hmm.
stop looking at the next person, the house they have, the car. They earned it. Why don't you go earn it and quit being in their business? Like
And,
you said,
and,
that's
and,
not getting you anywhere.
and mind you, this is on social media, but it's kind of like something that we're trying
Mm-hmm.
to use this platform to help
Right.
people to bring awareness to different topics and stuff like that. And we also have a life outside of this. Like she goes to work and I go to work and we, do
Mm-hmm.
different things and we do be with family and go to church. And so it's a lot of other stuff that we have and we're trying to cultivate just as a family unit and just growing together.
Yeah.
But I just encourage y'all, stop looking at other people's posts and being depressed or feeling
Mm-hmm.
like you need what they have. It's like if that's your case, try to work towards what you want instead of
Yep.
just letting life pass you by. Go out there and get a second job if you need to. education, whatever you need to do to try to get to where you want to get. You know what I'm saying? Because it's people that want your life. Like how you think your life is not it. It might be somebody that is in a homeless shelter or something else, and they want your life. So you have to be mindful of where you're at in life and be thankful, and try to do more with your time. And
So, and I think to piggyback off that, like social media too can be a time stealer. It could be a trick of the enemy. What you're doing on social media, scrolling for an hour, like you look up, an hour goes by pretty fast. Within that hour, you could have been working on building a business or whatever the case may be, to where someone's waiting for your gift out there. And like, sometimes it takes you being disciplined, having self-control to actually take a break from social media. Mine was longer than expected, but a lot of good came out of that over time. Yeah, because I don't think I'd be where I'm at today if I would have still been on social media or trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like just doing the most on it just doesn't. It's a time stealer.
I mean, like we said, social media is not all bad, but just be mindful of how you're using it, what you're letting.
You have to know yourself.
What you're letting into your eye and ear gates, and what you're listening to, and how you want to pattern your life. Make the best out of that time. So, give us your thoughts on what you think on, if we hitting it on the head, if you're find out different ways to be productive on social media. You can like, subscribe, comment, let us know your feedback, because we just going through these things and finding out different topics that kind of hit us. And we, she talks about taking breaks from social media all the time, or like, hey, you could be doing this, you could be doing that, and she stays on top of me. We stay on top of each other as far as that goes, just to better each other. And if you have a partner that's doing that, that's a beautiful thing. So like, subscribe, let us know what y'all think. Once again, this is Coexist. I'm Greg. This is Kenya.
All right. Bye.
Bye.